decisions. Most people spend their days solving problems as they come up. That's tactical thinking. But tactical thinking keeps you stuck in an endless loop of putting out fires. Picture this. You're playing chess. A beginner sees only the next move. That's tactical. A grandmaster sees patterns, positions, and possibilities 20 moves ahead. That's strategic. The same applies to life. Strategic thinking means stepping back from day-to-day problems to see the bigger picture. Instead of asking, how do I solve this problem? You ask, why does this problem keep happening? Instead of asking, what should I do today? You ask, where do I want to be in 5 years? Here's the powerful truth. Strategic thinking isn't some special gift. It's a skill you can develop. Think of it like building a muscle. Every time you pause before reacting, every time you consider long-term consequences, every time you look for patterns instead of isolated events, you're strengthening your strategic muscle. The difference between successful people and everyone else isn't luck or talent. It's their ability to think strategically. They don't just react to life. They design it. They don't just solve problems. They prevent them. They don't just take opportunities. They create them. Starting today, you'll learn how to shift from tactical to strategic thinking. This isn't just another skill. This is the master skill that improves every area of your life. Chapter 1. Personal Strategic Analysis. Now that you understand strategic thinking, let's turn that powerful lens on yourself. Personal strategic analysis isn't just another self-assessment. It's like having a high-resolution map of your life. Think of yourself as the CEO of your life. Every CEO needs to know their company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. You need to know yours too. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people look at their strengths and think, I'm good at math, or I'm creative. That creativity isn't just about art. It's about seeing solutions where others see problems. That math skill isn't just about numbers. It's about understanding complex systems. First, look at your past victories. Don't just list them. Find the patterns. Did you succeed because you thought differently? Because you persisted longer? Because you connected ideas others missed? Next, examine your challenges, not as failures, but as data. Every setback shows you something valuable about your current strategy. The goal isn't to judge yourself. It's to understand your operating system. This isn't just theory. This is about seeing yourself with crystal clarity. Because once you truly understand your strategic position, you can make moves that play to your strengths, shore up your weaknesses, and spot opportunities others miss completely. Chapter 2. Strategic Vision Development. Most people live life like they're building a house without a blueprint. They're stacking bricks and hoping a dream home appears. But strategic vision development is about creating that blueprint first. Here's something powerful. Your future isn't something that happens to you. It's something you actively design. And the best way to design it, start at the end. Picture yourself 5 years from now. But don't just imagine the obvious things, money, career, relationships. Go deeper. How do you feel when you wake up? What problems have you solved? What impact are you having on others? What skills have you mastered? Now here's where strategic vision becomes real. Take that future image and work backwards. If that's your destination, what needs to be true 1 year from now? 6 months from now? Next month? Each step backward becomes a milestone on your strategic roadmap. But what about uncertainty? This is where most people get stuck. They think they need to predict the exact future. The truth is, your vision isn't about prediction. It's about direction. It's your North Star, not a GPS route. Your strategic vision becomes a filter for every decision. Should you take that job, move to that city, learn that skill? Your vision gives you the answer. Because when you know where you're going, every choice becomes clearer. You stop reacting to life and start creating it. Chapter 3. Strategic Environment Design. Your environment is silently shaping your decisions every single day. Most people try to use pure willpower to change their lives. But strategic thinkers, they design their environment to make success almost automatic. Think about this. If you keep cookies on your desk, you'll eat them. That's not a willpower problem. That's an environment problem. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Strategic environment design means setting up your surroundings to make good choices easy and bad choices hard. Want to read more? Put a book on your pillow and your phone in another room. Want to exercise? Sleep in your gym clothes and put your running shoes by the door. But this goes way beyond just physical spaces. Your digital environment, your social circle, your daily routines. These are all environments you can design. Each one either pulls you towards your goals or pushes you away from them. The most powerful part, once you set up these environments correctly, good decisions become your default choice. You're not fighting against your surroundings anymore. You're letting them carry you toward your goals. This isn't about perfect environments. It's about strategic ones. Every small change adds up. Every default option you adjust shapes your daily choices. And your daily choices, they shape your entire life. Chapter 4. Resource Optimization. Most people think resources are things you spend. But strategic thinkers know the truth. Resources are things you multiply. And when you understand this, everything changes. Think of resources like seeds, not coins. You don't just use time, you invest it. You don't just spend energy, you channel it. You don't just have skills, you compound them. Here's where it gets fascinating. Every resource in your life can create more resources. Knowledge leads to better decisions. Better decisions lead to more opportunities. More opportunities lead to greater resources. It's a powerful cycle. The key is understanding the multiplier effect. When you learn a new skill, it doesn't just add to your capabilities, it multiplies them. When you build a strong relationship, it doesn't just add one connection, it opens doors to entire networks. But here's the part most people miss. Resources aren't just what you have, they're what you can access. You don't need to own everything, you just need to know how to leverage what's available. This isn't about having more, it's about doing more with what you have. When you optimize your resources strategically, you create abundance from efficiency. And that's how you turn ordinary resources into extraordinary results. Chapter 5. Risk and Uncertainty Management. Most people see risk as something to avoid, but strategic thinkers understand something different. Risk isn't your enemy, it's your opportunity for growth. Think about nature for a moment. Trees that never face wind grow weak and fall in the first storm. But trees that face regular winds grow stronger roots. Your life works the same way. Here's the crucial difference between average and strategic thinking. Average thinkers try to avoid all risks. Strategic thinkers learn to tell the difference between smart risks and foolish ones. They don't just prepare for things that could go wrong. They position themselves to benefit when things go right. The secret is something called asymmetric risk. That's when your potential upside is much bigger than your potential downside. Like learning a new skill, the worst case, you waste some time. The best case, you transform your entire career. But here's what makes this truly powerful. When you understand risk properly, you start creating backup plans that turn into opportunities. Every plan B becomes another potential path to success. This isn't about becoming reckless, it's about becoming resilient. When you learn to manage risks strategically, uncertainty stops being scary. Instead, it becomes your greatest source of opportunity. Chapter 6. Growth and Learning Strategies. The way most people approach learning is completely backwards. They chase random skills hoping something will stick. But strategic learners, they understand that learning itself is a skill, and it's the most powerful one you can master. Your brain isn't just a container for knowledge. It's more like a network, where every new thing you learn connects to everything else you know. And here's where it gets interesting. When you learn strategically, these connections create explosive growth. The secret is something called learning transfer. When you learn one thing deeply, you're actually learning many things at once. Learning chess improves your strategic thinking. Learning music enhances your pattern recognition. Learning a new language rewires your entire brain. Here's how to make this work for you. Instead of learning random skills, look for what I call meta skills, skills that improve your ability to learn all other skills. Things like pattern recognition, mental models, and systematic thinking. These don't just add to your abilities, they multiply them. But here's the real game changer. Growth isn't linear, it's exponential. Every new skill you learn makes learning the next skill easier. Every pattern you recognize helps you spot new patterns faster. It's a self-reinforcing cycle of constant improvement. This isn't about becoming a know-it-all. It's about becoming someone who can learn anything, anytime, anywhere. Because in a world that's changing faster every day, the ultimate strategic advantage isn't what you know, it's how quickly you can learn. Chapter 7, Relationship and Network Strategy. Relationships aren't just parts of your life. They're multipliers of everything in your life. The most successful people understand something vital. No one succeeds alone. But they don't just build random connections, they build strategic ones. Think of your network like a garden. Every relationship needs the right environment to grow. Some need daily attention. Others thrive with occasional deep connection. The key isn't treating everyone the same. It's understanding each relationship's unique nature. Here's what makes this powerful. Every person in your network has their own network. Every skill they have can complement yours. Every perspective they bring can expand your thinking. But the magic happens when you connect people with each other. That's when your network starts growing by itself. The strategic approach is simple but profound. Focus on giving value first. Become known as someone who connects, who helps, who shares. When you consistently create value for others, opportunities start flowing back to you automatically. But here's what most people miss. Strong networks aren't built on transactions. They're built on transformation. Don't just ask what people can do for you. Ask how you can help them grow and grow with them. Your network isn't just a list of contacts. It's a living ecosystem of opportunities, insights, and support. When you build it strategically, it becomes more than the sum of its parts. It becomes a force multiplier for everything you want to achieve. Chapter 8, Career and Work Strategy. The old rules of career success are broken. Working hard and waiting for promotion isn't a strategy. It's a recipe for frustration. Strategic career planning works completely differently. Think of your career like a chess game. Most people only think one move ahead. The next job, the next promotion. But strategic players, they think in patterns and positions. They create situations where multiple good things can happen. Here's what makes career strategy so powerful. Every skill you develop, every relationship you build, every project you complete, these aren't just achievements. They're assets that keep working for you. Your goal isn't just to do good work. It's to position yourself where good work creates compound returns. The key is building what I call a career moat. It's a combination of skills, relationships, and reputation that makes you not just valuable, but irreplaceable. When you have a career moat, opportunities come to you, you stop competing, and start selecting. But here's what transforms this from good to extraordinary. Your career isn't a ladder, it's a platform. Each position should give you three things: skills you can build on, relationships you can grow with, and opportunities to create visible impact. This isn't about playing office politics. It's about becoming so good they can't ignore you, and so strategic they can't replace you. When you build your career strategically, success stops being about luck or timing. It becomes a natural result of your position and capabilities. Chapter 9, Financial Strategy Integration. Money isn't really about dollars and cents. It's about freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of choice, freedom of impact. But here's what makes financial strategy truly powerful. It's not about what money can buy. It's about what money can build. Think of money like water in a garden. You don't just pour it anywhere. You create systems that direct it to help things grow. Every dollar should either protect you from downside or create opportunity for upside. Most people focus on saving money, but strategic thinkers focus on deploying it. Here's where it gets fascinating. Financial strategy isn't just about growing wealth, it's about growing your capacity to create wealth. When you invest in skills, relationships, or opportunities that generate returns, you're not just spending money, you're building money machines. Every financial decision should connect to your larger life strategy. Buying a home. Think about location leverage. Starting a business. Consider skill acquisition value. Taking a job? Calculate the learning dividend. Money becomes a tool for building the life you want, not just a score to keep track of. But here's the game-changing insight. Financial freedom isn't a number, it's a system. It's about creating multiple streams of value, building assets that work while you sleep, and designing your life so that making money becomes increasingly automatic. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building wealth that lasts, wealth that grows while you sleep, wealth that gives you options, wealth that lets you make decisions based on impact, not necessity. When you integrate financial strategy with your life strategy, money stops being the goal. It becomes the tool for creating the life you really want. Chapter 10, Health and Energy Strategy. Your health isn't just another part of your life. It's the foundation of everything else. Think about it. Your energy level affects every decision you make, every interaction you have, every goal you pursue. But most people have it backwards. They sacrifice health for success, when health is success. Energy management is completely different from time management. You can't create more time, but you can create more energy. And when you have more energy, you get more out of every minute you have. It's like upgrading your entire life's operating system. Here's what makes this so powerful. Your energy isn't just about diet and exercise. It's about recovery, stress management, sleep quality, and even the way you breathe. Each of these areas can either drain your energy or multiply it. The key is turning them all into force multipliers. Think of your energy like investment capital. Every day, you have choices about how to invest it. Some activities drain your energy. They're like bad investments. Others generate energy. They're like assets that keep paying dividends. Your goal is to create a portfolio of habits that generates more energy than it consumes. But here's what transforms this from good to extraordinary. When you optimize your energy, you're not just improving your health, you're upgrading your entire life's performance. Better energy means better decisions, stronger relationships, clearer thinking, and faster recovery from challenges. This isn't about becoming a health fanatic. It's about being strategic with your most fundamental resource. When you build your health and energy strategically, everything else in your life becomes not just possible, but easier. That's true leverage. Chapter 11, Time and Focus Strategy. Time isn't just ticking away. It's flowing through channels you create. Everyone has the same 24 hours, but strategic time management isn't about managing hours. It's about managing attention and impact. Most people try to do more things in less time. But here's the truth. Productivity isn't about speed. It's about leverage. 1 hour of focused, strategic work often achieves more than a week of scattered effort. It's not about working harder. It's about working deeper. Think of your attention like a laser beam. When scattered, it barely makes a mark, but when focused, it can cut through steel. Deep work isn't just about concentration. It's about entering a state where your capabilities are multiplied, where 1 hour feels like 4, and complex problems become clear. Here's how to make this real. First, identify your prime time. Those golden hours when your mind is sharpest. Protect these hours like they're worth $1,000 each, because they are. Then, design your environment to make deep focus your default state. Remove distractions before they occur. Create triggers that pull you into flow. But here's what makes this truly transformative. When you master deep focus, you don't just get more done. You achieve things that others consider impossible. Complex problems unravel. Creative insights emerge. Skills develop at an accelerated rate. Time starts working for you instead of against you. This isn't about becoming a time management machine. It's about creating spaces of such profound focus that time seems to expand. When you master strategic time and focus, you don't just manage time better, you transcend its normal limitations. Chapter 12, Creativity and Innovation Strategy. Creativity isn't random inspiration, it's a strategic process. While others wait for the muse to strike, strategic thinkers understand that innovation can be engineered, creativity can be scheduled, and breakthroughs can be manufactured. Your brain naturally connects ideas, but strategic creativity is about connecting the right ideas at the right time. Think of your mind like a laboratory where different concepts can combine and react. The more diverse your inputs, the more powerful your combinations become. That's why the most innovative solutions often come from connecting ideas across completely different fields. Here's what makes strategic creativity so transformative. Instead of trying to create something from nothing, you learn to see patterns that others miss. You develop systems for capturing insights. You build environments that trigger innovation. Every constraint becomes a creative springboard. Every problem becomes an invitation to innovate. The key is what I call creative cross-pollination. Take a solution from one field and apply it to another. When you make these unexpected connections, you create solutions that others can't even imagine. But here's what makes this approach extraordinary. When you treat creativity as a system rather than a talent, you can innovate on demand. You're not waiting for inspiration, you're generating it. You're not hoping for breakthroughs, you're engineering them. This isn't about becoming more artistic. It's about developing the ability to see solutions where others see only problems, to find opportunities where others see only obstacles. When you master strategic creativity, innovation becomes your natural state, not a rare event. Chapter 13. Decision-making enhancement. Every decision you make today is writing the story of your tomorrow. But here's what most people miss about decision-making. The quality of your decisions shapes your life far more than the quantity. It's not about making more decisions, it's about making them better. Think of your mind like a decision-making laboratory. Each choice is an experiment that teaches you something. But strategic decision makers don't just learn from results, they learn from the process itself. They understand that how you decide is often more important than what you decide. Here's what makes strategic decision-making so powerful. When you understand the architecture of choices, you start seeing patterns. You recognize decision traps before falling into them. You spot opportunities others miss completely. Every decision becomes a chance to improve your entire decision-making system. The key is something I call decision stacking. Each choice should set you up for better future choices. Like a chess player thinking multiple moves ahead, you're not just solving today's problem, you're creating tomorrow's opportunities. This isn't about predicting the future, it's about creating positions that work well no matter what happens. But here's what transforms this approach from good to extraordinary. When you improve your decision-making process, you're not just making better choices, you're becoming a better thinker. Each decision becomes clearer than the last. Complexity becomes manageable. Uncertainty becomes navigable. This isn't about eliminating mistakes. It's about building a system that learns from every choice, that grows stronger with every decision, that turns uncertainty from an enemy into an ally. When you master strategic decision-making, you're not just choosing better paths, you're becoming someone who naturally makes better choices. Conclusion. Everything we've covered isn't just theory. It's a complete system for transforming your life. Strategic thinking isn't just one skill. It's the master skill that enhances every other skill you have. Think about what you've learned. From understanding the foundations of strategic thinking, through personal analysis, vision development, and all the way to decision-making enhancement, you now have a complete toolkit for designing the life you want. Each piece connects with and strengthens every other piece. Here's what makes this whole system so powerful. Your strategic vision guides your decisions. Your decisions shape your environment. Your environment supports your habits. Your habits generate your results. Your results reinforce your vision. It's not just a collection of tools, it's an ecosystem of success. The most important thing to remember is this. Strategic thinking isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. One decision at a time, one insight at a time, one action at a time. Every time you step back to see the bigger picture, every time you make a decision that aligns with your vision, every time you create a system instead of just taking action, you're strengthening your strategic muscle. Starting right now, you have a choice. You can keep letting life happen to you, or you can start designing the life you really want. Remember, strategic thinking isn't about predicting the future, it's about creating it. And now you have the tools to do exactly that. Your life is your most important project. And with strategic thinking, you're not just the player, you're the designer of the game itself. So take these tools, use them every day, and watch as you transform from someone things happen to into someone who makes things happen. That's the power of strategic thinking.